If you get attention, you get business. If you don't have attention, you don't get business. It's as simple as that. So, okay, Jeremy, so I want to circle back to the subject of the regular brand owners that are not really business marketers. So let's say that somebody owns a supplement brand, or let's say somebody owns like a toy business. You, Jeremy, if you had to get a podcast started on that subject, and maybe you want to do the interview subject and you want to interview people about the world, what would you do to start getting positioning and branding for your long-term brand overall as a product owner?
So the thing I would do, and this is the thing that people don't think of, right, is you want to realize, like, what does your perfect listener look like in that space, right? Like, because everybody's like, oh, my listener looks like this. They're however many years old. They have this many kids or whatever. Now, the thing they don't think of is who are that person's opinion leaders. And I always give the example of this, right? Like, you can have in the financial space, there's people that are really listening to Susie Orman. There's people that are really listening to Dave Ramsey, but they won't listen to both, right? So once you kind of get down further in that and pick out who your actual favorite listeners' opinion leaders are, you're going to kind of create even better content from them. And that's going to help you really decide, like, what do they need to hear and how they need to hear it. And then you can realize, how do I need to differentiate from that a little bit? You want to get a little bit granular in this, but that's because you're trying to create something long-term here. You're trying to create something people are going to kind of go with. Don't create just another general entrepreneurship show. You want to have something that's niched down enough, but at the same time, it thinks with who are the person I want to reach as opinion leaders, so that you're communicating to them in the way that they need to receive communication, so that you actually make an impact. And I think that's really, really, really vital, and it's something a lot of people miss.
Right. It's something for any of you guys to really consider. I mean, I know of many brands that have exploded just because there's a podcast that has had success and has gotten a lot of attention, and they've been able to connect their brands, which have absolutely nothing to do with the subject, to the particular podcast. An example of that is when you look at somebody that we all know in the world of business and marketing, Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk has a company that is owned by his father called Wine Library. And Wine Library has absolutely taken advantage of Gary's enormous attention on his podcast and on his overall platforms. When he talks about Wine Library, he sells a crap load of wine. Why? Because he has attention. So the name of the game is attention. If you get attention, you get business. If you don't have attention, you don't get business. It's as simple as that. So the subject of the podcast has to go more in line with what you feel that you can go Jeremy Ryan Slate style and talk about it for 800 episodes for years and never get tired of it. I mean, I can tell you, people like Jeremy and myself, we don't get tired of talking about success. We don't get tired to talk about expansion, about marketing, about strategies, about business. It's a subject that we can keep talking about forever. It never runs out. Sometimes we have to probably be asked by our wives to put our phones down and stay quiet and talk about something else and stop thinking about things, because it's something that we are so passionate about that it's very difficult to get away from it. So you got to find that subject, because otherwise, if you would you agree, Jeremy, that if you are not passionate about what you're going to be doing on that podcast, you're not going to be able to hit home. People are not going to like it, because
if you're not excited, how can you expect anybody else to be excited? You know what I mean? Like people feed off of your enthusiasm, excitement, and interest.
Right. And I would say that's an important element to a podcast. You got to be excited about the subject. You got to want to communicate about it. You got to really believe in that. And if you don't even get started, because you might just waste your time. Now, granted, if you have a certain ability to communicate and you feel that you might be able to develop this passion, well, then for all means, go for it and see if you develop that into a fire passion and just get it going, and see if you can break Jeremy's 99 number on what was it again, Jeremy? The Rock Your World. Maybe you can do more. Maybe you can do more than Jeremy and break the 99 downloads, right?
Oh, that was bad, man. That was pathetic. It was like I didn't have a microphone. It was like, and this was back in the days of like my computer was an iBook G4, so you can imagine like just everything was crap.